is doing very, very well today. So, you know what? I wanted to cover everything and talk about how Bitcoin is off to the best year since 2013. Yes, 2013. So it is definitely off to a fantastic start. All these people that were very afraid of Bitcoin showing weakness, how showing a top. I mean, it's really all silly at this point. Really, really silly at this point. Uh, so let's do this. And also, if you stay until the end of this video, I do have a big announcement, and I think a lot of you guys will be very pleased about it. So, as always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new 2 streams every day. Today, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m., but tonight, again, another interview, this time with Sue from Hut 8 Mining. So, very different, but it's all about Bitcoin. It's very fascinating in terms of learning how a big mining facility, a farm works. It's very, very interesting. So make sure you check that out. That's tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll try to chime in and converse with you guys while that is happening. All right. So with that said, I am utilizing my phone again to look at comments, so it's gonna be a little bit slower for me, but we'll get through this. Anyways, looking at Bitcoin, 59,300, so definitely moving in the right direction. But here's the thing. Oop, I had something. Real life, appreciate it. But here's the thing. Look at what happened. I think early last night, early this morning or very late last night, you can see Bitcoin pumped up to about 59,700, and then boom, went all the way down to about 56.9. Obviously, that was done with the sole purpose to liquidate longs. So again, that probably liquidated, I don't know, maybe several hundred millions or even billion longs, right? So this is why you got to be careful. There's still so many people out there that think, utilizing leverage, utilizing these long contracts to make a profit. Man, you got to watch out for yourself, because these whales are not going to make it easy. And if you have a 20, 30, 50, 100x leverage, you would have gotten liquidated by this. So yeah, that still exists. But for the rest of us, that's simply been just dollar cost averaging and holding. It's like, so what? I wake up, I see this happen, I'm good. I don't have to worry about liquidations. So, yeah, obviously, that is still in play. But overall, if you have any doubts, simply zoom out and realize that Bitcoin is doing just fine. And like I said, Bitcoin is off to the best start since 2013. Today is the last day, finally the last day of March, and things are looking pretty good today, which means that we would have a positive month after today, which means that we broke this trend of March being a very horrible or down month for Bitcoin. So we would actually be up, and we're heading into a traditionally very bullish month, and that's April. And Bitcoin has done spectacularly in January and February. So overall, we're off to the best start since 2013, and that's saying a lot. This is even better than 2017. Some of you guys remember 2017, how great it was. This is much better so far, right? And that's because you have so much more adoption and institutions and even banks FOMOing in to Bitcoin. Lychee Nut, thank you. Look at this. Now, Goldman Sachs is the second bank in the United States to offer Bitcoin and other digital assets to wealth management clients. Morgan Stanley was the first. Now, Goldman Sachs is going to be the second. And every single bank is going to do this because, guess what? All the rich, wealthy clients is asking for it. They're like, I need exposure to Bitcoin. I need a Bitcoin strategy for my portfolio, right? And these banks, they're like, okay, we can no longer spread FUD about Bitcoin. It's not a Ponzi. It's not going to go to zero. It doesn't have any intrinsic value. All the things that they used to say just doesn't apply anymore. So when you have, everyone that wants a piece of Bitcoin, obviously this is going to drive things up. When people finally realize that Bitcoin is so scarce, it's so limited, and when you have 8 billion plus people that want a piece, not only 8 billion people, but the corporations and institutions and banks and even countries that want a piece, you'll come to a conclusion that you need to stock up as much as you can right now, despite the fact we are right around $60,000. I've been saying the same thing at 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, and I'm gonna say it at 60,000 because pretty soon we'll be at 70 or 80 or 100,000, and 60,000 will seem cheap. That's how it's always been, and it will always be. Right? So obviously today got a big endorsement from Goldman Sachs. Not that we want an endorsement from Goldman Sachs, but we got it. And yesterday, of course, we got one from a lot of people. PayPal, they're going to open up basically with 23 or 25 million of their clients. They're going to open up crypto payments. So automatically you have a lot more adoption just from PayPal. Visa is back utilizing crypto.com to settle transactions over the Ethereum network right now. That is huge. And you have Dapper Labs, who's like the leader of NFTs right now. They got a huge investment round, 305 million. So all this is adding up to greatness, So you just have to really pay attention to what's going around the world, and stop paying attention to so much what the charts are telling you. Pay attention to these kind of events, because ultimately these kind of events is what drives money into the market, which is what drives things higher, right? So this is what I'm paying attention to. All right. Now, so I mentioned about Bitcoin having the best year since 2013. Well, this headline in this article talks about, well, yeah, and the counter to that is gold has been very, very disappointing. I don't know if it's the worst start for gold since 2013, but some of these, just look at this. This is just horrible, right? While Bitcoin goes up, gold is going down inversely. A lot of these statistics are just very, very bad, very, very bad. So, yeah, gold is not doing well. Even someone like Jim Cramer, which has been a stock guy and also gold guy, even he has come out and says gold has disappointed quite a bit, and he's like going all in on Bitcoin now. Like if you listen to his interview with Pomp, it's nuts how bullish he is on Bitcoin now. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, everything I just mentioned. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how people are now moving towards digital gold and selling off their regular gold, and it's such a 180, right? Such a 180. I've never used Lin's. I've never used Simple Swap before, so I can't comment on that. All right, now what about some altcoin news? Well, first of all, if you go to CMC, you'll see that BTC dominance, dropped tremendously, 2 percentage points. That I don't remember the last time Bitcoin dominance dropped out by that much. That's enormous, and most of it's not in big caps. If you see like the big caps, they're actually down, but someone like Filecoin continues to be on an absolute tear, and Filecoin is now a big cap, so I take that back. It's now a big cap. But the rest of the big caps kind of trailing today outside of Polkadot. And then the mid caps, there's some really good movers and some that are kind of stagnant. So now it's like certain coins are pumping, certain are not. But overall, BTC's dominance dropped by 2%, which is huge. So all coins are definitely doing very well. Look at the overall market cap, 1.96 trillion. We're getting to 2 trillion. I believe this is an all-time high. I don't believe we've ever been this high before. So obviously the market is responding really, really well right now, right? And tomorrow, as we head into April, things could get even better. Can get even better. All right. So where are some news that I found? Well, here's one. Engine. They raised $19 million, and it looks like their new blockchain will be built as a parachain on the Polkadot. Will be within the Polkadot ecosystem. So they were planning out to create this new blockchain to get off Ethereum. They have a layer 2 solution, but they were going to create their new blockchain. But now it seems like they're moving away. They're going to Polkadot, and obviously help the entire Polkadot ecosystem with NFTs. This is actually very, very big news. This is very big news, and they raised another $19 million in private sale to help them do this. So Engine is a project that I've supported. They had NFTs even back in 2017, but no one really paid attention to them. But obviously they've been doing good work, been just executing, and now they're just killing it. So Engine is definitely a project I really support. Also another one that's in NFTs is Terra Virtua, which I mentioned many times in the past. I've mentioned how they have licensing with Legendary Entertainment Pictures, who's the producer behind Godzilla vs. Kong, which is coming out in 2 days on HBO. For those of you guys that subscribe to HBO, or you can go watch it in movie theaters. But they're coming out exclusive NFTs that, obviously showcases the movie and so forth. I don't know how much is going to help the bottom line, but people that love NFTs, they'll probably pick up a few. So that's also coming. What is there? I found this Kava, which is a promising cross-chain DeFi. I would say they're a DeFi ecosystem. So I've been talking about them quite a bit. They also happen to be a sponsor of my channel, but they have finally launched their new 5.1 mainnet, which brings a lot of upgrades. There's a significant speed performance upgrade, but what's really exciting is their hard protocol, which is an app built on top of Kava, which is built using the Cosmos SDK. And I mentioned about Cosmos and how their IBC and Stargate basically opens up this crazy interoperability play across all chains and all apps that's built using the Cosmos SDK, and Kava is definitely one of them. But anyways, hard protocol, along with this 5.1 upgrade, now they have been improved, and this is kind of hard to believe, but you know what? You could actually stake Bitcoin and make right now, as it stands, 39% APY. As for BTC, I have not seen any other staking platforms that offers anywhere close to that, and that is what Kava is offering right now with their hard protocol. It's really amazing. So they're doing a lot. They're a whole ecosystem of DeFi products, and they're just building upon it, and they have cross-chain interoperability already. And with Cosmos now doing IBC, it's endless possibilities at this point. So I didn't want to talk about Kava also. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna get to the big announcement, at least for myself. Okay, it's not, I don't know, people interpreted that it was a big announcement for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is doing just fine, doesn't need any big announcements. But for those of you guys that have asked for a Georgecoin, have been asking me about a Geocoin, well, it's finally here. In fact, it's been here, and I haven't even really talked about it, but people have found it and just started buying. So I've talked about this new project called Rally, and what they do is basically help creators come out with tokens. So I've signed up with Rally. I'm like, you know what? Help me create a Geocoin or Georgecoin. And that's exactly what they did. And here we go. You could see I am George. So, official coin CryptosRUs, created for all the Georges out there. So this actually released yesterday after my stream, and then I went to hang out with my family. I'm like, okay, I'm going to announce this later. I come back and I see, what the heck? people started buying it already before I even announced it, right? So yesterday, during my during the Storm X interview, I kind of hinted this last night. So those of you guys that tuned in, you would have got a heads up. But this is out. This is out. So those of you guys that want to show your support and also get more engagement opportunities with me, then check it out. I plan on creating this whole web page dedicated to this coin to kind of explain things better. But first and foremost, it's just a coin to support me and help me continuing my endeavors and educating and streaming and all that good stuff, right? Also, it's going to help me with things like events that I want to plan. For example, the Vegas party I've been talking about a long time. There's going to be exclusive stuff for that, and it just helped me get that off the ground. And also, like I said, engagement stuff that I'm thinking of that'll make it really more interactive with me. So I'm going to put that, once I get that webpage done, I'm going to put that on my webpage, CryptosRUs. I don't know if you guys knew this existed, but I'm going to put it on here so you can check out the full details. I'll tweet it out later, but I didn't want to tell you guys that it is out. And also on CryptosRUs, I do have a lot of articles or more articles coming on altcoins for those of you guys that want to learn a little bit more. So that's coming. All right, guys. So that's the big announcement. So enjoy. All right, let's do some Q&A. Now, let's see if I missed any super chats here. John asked about OMI. Well, they've started pumping already because this Uniswap edition. I don't know if that's going to really make them. A lot of coins start out on Uniswap and they don't really get pumped. They get pumped after they get added on centralized exchanges. So I think OMI, they're seeing a little movement today. I don't know if they're really go pump because of it. If they do get added on, say, I don't know, KuCoin or Binance, then they really will. Jade Tug asked about Tron. We need to look at it. Is it a pump and dump? Most people will say Tron is a pump and dump. But honestly, Tron actually has a great and fast blockchain. It's just that there's not a whole lot of uses. Every single project that Tron seems to onboard somehow doesn't integrate well with the ecosystem. And mostly I'm talking about the ones that Justin has bought, like Steemit, or even BitTorrent, or DLive, or I don't know what else they bought. I mean, Justin is buying all these, and they're not integrated. They don't. It's like they're all separate projects, and he doesn't know what to do with them, right? So that's the problem right now with Tron. But if you're trying to send, let's say, USDT from one exchange to another, the best way to do it is using TRC20 USDT. It's lightning fast and it's cheap. Jay asked about Synthetic and AMP. I think they'll come back. Both are good projects. AMP, I talked about how once the pandemic is over or loosens, then I think it'll do better. HeroCoin, I have no idea about HeroCoin. Let's see. GRT, the graph is good. I think all DeFi projects basically need graph, and they have gone beyond just Ethereum now, so that's good. FinX Flow, first hybrid liquidity aggregator. You know what? If you want a liquidity aggregator, look at Orion Protocol. I think they launched their terminal today. It's cross-chain. They work with DEXs and centralized exchanges. So I think I like Orion. What's this? VXV, Vector Space AI. Just a noob in medical field. I don't know what that has to do with it. Are they in the medical field? On-demand correlation matrix data sets. That's a mouthful. For hidden relationship detection and data and training in artificial systems. Artificial intelligence systems. I have no idea what that means. I have zero clue what that means. So something with AI and something about finding data in AI, and there's a guy that's blowing outside here. Hopefully you guys can live through that. Yeah, unfortunately, I have no clue what that means. What are my two biggest holdings in big caps and small caps? I'm not going to tell you the biggest holdings, but big caps, I hold quite a bit. Binance, Polkadot, Uniswap, Theta, Chainlink. You know, I hold all those. Small caps, mid caps, there's so much I can't go through it. Phil says, thanks for not launching Georgecoin on Tron. Well, I thought about it because I thought about if I did that, Justin would try to buy me out, and that would have been probably a better way to go, but I decided not to do that. Cello. That is fantastic. Sushi Swap I do like. Where's the website? Okay, there we go. Sushi Swap I like. I think they're doing good things. They're part of Yearn Finance, which is getting a trust in the future, supposedly, so that'll help them in a big way. And Sushi is also cross-chain now. Global payments infrastructure built for mobile. Okay. They got great backers. Coinbase, Polychain, A16. So they're like a financial app, basically. Or a payments app. I should say, take that back. Payments app. I don't know too much about it. I don't know how much adoption they really have, but it could be good. They're already pretty good. I mean, almost $1 billion market cap. They're on Binance and Coinbase. Yeah, I would say it's pretty good. But the problem is, you know, there's a lot of competition. Almost every single, I mean, I shouldn't say every, but there's almost every DeFi play has their own app that allows you to transfer money and buy and stake and pretty much do the same thing. So it's very, very competitive. Very competitive. Velo. They're not doing too well. Come on. While I'm waiting. Oh, next generation financial protocol for businesses. Digital credit issuance. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people in the crypto space, you know, that are trying to get away from banks and credit systems, whether or not they really want a digital credit issuance. Now I look at it, I do remember this. So this is meant for DeFi, so that it's much easier to borrow and create accounts and all this stuff by basically having your digital ID follow you, and also with that a digital credit system. It's an interesting concept, but you know, I don't know if people in the crypto system really wants this. But I guess this is part of the evolution. You know, if we ever have a hybrid between like traditional banking and DeFi together, and you don't want to put down, let's say, you don't want to go fully collateralized or over collateralized on your loans, then maybe the credit will require it. So I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe. It doesn't fascinate me or interest me that much, but I could definitely see where crypto ecosystem or DeFi ecosystem can move towards it. Nervos, I don't know, promising blockchain. Um, you know, supposed to be it's supposed to have interoperability with multiple tokens and so forth. I don't know too much about it, honestly. Elijah asked, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Library. I think more lawsuits will come. What do you think? Any project that raised the ICO that's based in the US will get sued by the SEC. It's that simple. It's that simple. Any project that had a token offering 2017, 2018, right, without filing with the SEC will get sued. But that's not a surprise. That's why a lot of them do not allow U.S. residents to enter because they don't want to be sued by the SEC. That's why a lot of them do not get listed on U.S.-based exchanges for the same reason. But most good projects, they'll just settle the SEC and get done with it. So it's not really a surprise at all. Labs, I don't like because it's tokenized real estate. Versity, I also don't like. I don't see the big deal with them. Morpheus, someone asked me about Morpheus recently. I thought they were promising, but I didn't have time to look at them yet. I forgot what they transited to. I remember they transited to something. Marshawn, I don't know if that's such a good idea, but thanks for the support. Blockchain power supply chain. Okay, so they're in a supply chain space. Yeah, I do remember them now. They're an old project I covered before. But I would say no. If you want a supply chain space play, go with VeChain. Really that simple. Others they just don't have the same traction as VeChain. Akash, they're okay for cloud computing or decentralized computing, but they have to prove themselves. They have to prove themselves that they can actually get clients and that they can actually support their services with 24/7 uptime. Paul, that's pretty late. You should go to sleep. Can you look at Flow? Well, Flow had a big pump yesterday because of the big investment from Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, and others. So I've been saying Flow is the big dog. I have created a dedicated video on Flow. I think someone just told me that they got added on Crypto.com. I've been saying the only thing that's holding them back is really the exchanges that you can buy them on and within the U.S. And if you can buy them on Crypto.com now, that would be fantastic. I haven't verified that, but yeah, that would be huge. That would be huge for them. Thoughts on Filecoin? Honestly, I've told you guys yesterday and before. I mean, I regret not getting the Filecoin because I didn't think it was such a big deal. I don't know why it keeps going up and up and up and up and up. I know recently the trust helped them. There's some Chinese companies that's utilizing them, but I don't know why they're going up unless there's a ton more companies that's utilizing them that just didn't announce yet. That could be the thing. Origin Protocol looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. They're going into NFTs. They're basically trying to help you. They're like a decentralized Shopify. They want you to create a marketplace. They help you do that. But them entering NFTs really helped them recently. All right, Ethan. I don't know what this project is. Probably this one. Probably a little too new. Storage. They have gone up quite a bit because of Filecoin, and of course, being added to Coinbase. Let's see what they're on now. 740. They've been around for a while, so glad to see that they're still around. They're okay. I still like Arweave better because they're the backbone for Solana. So I like Arweave better, and Arweave have been doing really well recently too. But they're pretty close in terms of market cap. Yeah, Arweave is right under $1 billion, so they're pretty close. I think the two are good, but I prefer Arweave. Thoughts on GoChain? They've been around for a while. They're the backbone for Ecomi, so that I think will help them. As long as Ecomi keeps doing well, they're going to continue to do well. Bondly, I mean, Logan Paul used them for NFTs, so I think they're okay. Haven't really looked into the team or project. Solid Rocks asks, spoke to LTO Network. Can you do a review about VidT Data Link? Maybe down the road. I know they bought them, but I don't know the intricacies. Should have asked Rick about it, but I forgot to. Can you look at GraphLink Q? Yeah, probably some other time. And I don't like, honestly, I don't like looking at projects on CoinGecko that's not on CMC. Just a force of habit. Geocoin, another storage play. I don't like Geocoin. I got turned off by them because they were hacked once. Not hacked. They released some stupid upgrade, and it just basically froze the network, and they couldn't fix it for so long. So that really turned me off to them. Marlin is I forgot. They were a copy of someone. They Oracle or the Graph. What's new on Marlin? Or maybe not. I remember Marlin was like a very similar to another project. Open protocol then I don't know, maybe there's something else. But this looks pretty good. Marlin raises $3 million to improve peer-to-peer networking. And you got Binance, Arrington Capital, NGC. These three guys are pretty big players. So the fact that they've invested in Marlin could mean big things. So I'd say Marlin, keep your eye on. They could be good. They could be good. Avalanche. You know what? I found out something about Avalanche that, I mean, there's a few things coming for Avalanche, like native staking, DeFi, NFTs, more stable coins, but they're all coming through one partnership, and that is through Frontier. Avalanche have basically given all these things to Frontier, so I think it's going to benefit Frontier more than Avalanche. I think it's going to benefit both. I take that back. It's going to benefit both, but I think probably benefit Frontier more. All right, guys, that's it. I'm freezing my butt out here. Today is different than yesterday. Yesterday was like 60 degrees. Right now it's like 30 degrees outside. So I'm calling it a day. Overall, Bitcoin is about 59,000. Pretty good. You know, there's just really no worries about Bitcoin at this point. I sleep very soundly at night knowing that Bitcoin is go do its thing and the entire market will follow it, right? But the big announcement, of course, is Georgecoin. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Make sure to follow me on or check out my webpage, CryptosRUs. I'm going to try to create that article, that talks more about Georgecoin. Hopefully later tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But I'll put it on Twitter. But make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. All right. That's it. As for last two questions, VeChain, a lot of things are going on with VeChain, so it's good. SparkPoint, kind of neutral based on where they are. So that's it. Do I think Bitcoin will ever drop down to 40K, like low 40Ks? No, I don't think that'll ever happen again. Maybe high 40s if we do have some major weakness, but low 40s, I just don't think so. I just don't.